And now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akugha as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome. This is Inside the Niger Delta. My name is Mamode Akugha. Today we're bringing you the program from Ogoni land, from the palace of His Royal Majesty King GNK Giniwa JP Benemene Thai Kingdom. As you can see around the palace, is packed full with a lot of youths from Ogoni land, and they have decided that they want to speak with their traditional rulers, and it all concerns oil exploration activities in Ogoni land. Of course, all Nigerians know that in the last 20-something years, it's been practically impossible to commence any form of oil exploration and exploitation activities in Ogoni land. We all take our minds back to the hanging of Ken Saro-Wiwa, his struggle and fight for the environment. The Ogoni people believe, of course, that the activities of Shell Petroleum Development Company has destroyed the environment of the Ogoni people, and so they decided to shut down oil operations in Ogoni land. But after 20-something years, will oil exploration activities resume in Ogoni land? Well, today the youths of Ogoni land have decided to come speak with their traditional rulers to find a way to be able to get oil exploration going again and bringing some prosperity to Ogoni land. Very shortly, we will go into the palace where the youths are going to be meeting with the traditional rulers, and we'll bring you all the details of that meeting, including the response from the traditional rulers.
Inside the Niger Delta.
We're still in the palace of His Majesty King Giniwa Benemene Thai, the chairman of the Supreme Council of Ogoni Traditional Rulers in Rivers State. The youths, of course, are still out here, all waiting to have that all-important meeting with the traditional rulers. Well, several attempts before now have been made to kickstart oil exploration activities once again in Ogoni land after over 20 years from the Ken Saro-Wiwa saga, when the Ogoni people shut down oil exploration in Ogoni land. Well, what the outcome will be today will determine whether some indigenous companies will be able to get back into Ogoni land and recommence oil exploration and exploitation activities. Of course, at the forefront of that indigenous company is Robo Michael, which we here has been licensed by the federal government already to take charge of OML 11, which is located in Ogoni land. How that will play out shortly, we'll find out what the people think when they commence the meeting with their traditional rulers.
Council of Ogoni traditional rulers, they took a stand because it's obvious that we are getting backward. We, the Ogonis, instead of moving forward, we are going backward. And we have all it takes for the Ogonis to march forward and not backward. As you are standing here on Korokoro soil, you are standing on both oil and gas. Give all of us here a shovel to go and dig and bring 1% of oil or gas. We cannot. Which means it's under the armpits of the government to drill and to explore. But every day we keep talking about our oil. I don't know if you take our oil. I don't know if you take our oil. Where is the oil? You can only see oil through bow fire. And the only way you enjoy the bow fire is pollution. The only way you breathe in the bow fire is black soot. Can we control like that? No. Our fathers sat because they want to lay the foundation before they leave, that we should not make mistake they've made before, and our own children should not make the same mistake. And that is why they sat and said, federal government, what IPO is saying We want people to come into Ogoni because we are backward. And out of their own goodwill, they decided to adopt and recommend a company called Robomakia to the federal government that they should issue them license so that they can move into Ogoni, explore our oil and gas, and change our terrain. So what our fathers saw while seated, we the youth, we climbed the Hiroko tree, we couldn't see. And by the grace of God, while we were up there on the mountain, searching around, God said, your fathers have spoken, and you will go back home and support them. And that is why you can see the entire youth of Ogoni are here today to say our royal fathers, the decision you both took, that government should send Robomakia to this Ogoni land to go explore the oil and gas, we are fully, totally in support. Any youth from Ogoni that is fighting or talking against the decision of the Supreme Council, that person is an outcast. Because if you are a true son of Ogoni land, you must support what comes out of this throne. Because His Royal Majesty King J.K. Gidewa has blessed several people. From this seat, he has blessed people above Ogoni land. And we Ogonis cannot respect that throne. No. We the youth of Ogoni, we are here today. Send a message to him that we are here in this kingdom, in this palace, where he has been blessing people, both politically, socially, economically, and otherwise. That we are here to bow before his throne and to say his decision and the decision of the Supreme Council stands final. No other body. Because this king and your rulership will be there, politics will come and go. You can see several pictures of governors, senators, reps, but the throne still remain, which means that you people are the custodian of our land. You people are the custodian of the resources here. So any decision taken by you people, we stand by it, and nobody can go against it. So we said, you are going to go outside. On that beautiful note, I want to sound it very clear. If you feel you are stubborn, we are more stubborn than you. We know ourselves. We are all from here. Nobody can threaten anybody. Go to radio. That we don't. In fact, we are not social media friendly. We don't go to radio to make noise. We are here in charge. If you are a man, come to Ogoni to speak your mind, because we are here on our soil to say enough is enough. There is hunger in the land. I want the liberation. Yes. We want to make use of our own resources to ensure that there is 24-hour power supply in the Ogoni kingdom. Yes. We want a situation whereby our women will be busy in their own businesses. Our youth will be trained, empowered, so that when you are coming out in the morning to go and work, by 6 a.m. you are up, by 6 p.m. you are back, by 8 o'clock you've eaten your dinner, by 7:30 you'll be watching your television, before you bath, to go and think of crime, sleep are taking you off, because 6 a.m. you are up again. That means that we are going to reduce the crime rate in our kingdom.
I am here today to throw my weight and support on behalf of the youth of Ogoni that I represent in my capacity to the decision of the Supreme Council of Ogoni. We as Ogoni youth, we have respect to our chiefs, to our kings. As custodians of peace in this place, they are recognized by government. And as youth, the major problem, I think that the decision we are taking here today as youth of Ogoni, we have a better channel to the government of the day. We are here today as youth to say thank you to our chief, thank you to the Supreme Council of Ogoni, people that as youth of Ogoni we are giving support to what they have done. Few days, as my colleague just said it few months back, we are aware that our chiefs, our fathers, succeeded in making the very positive step that will bring about development in Ogoni, that will bring about peace in Ogoni, by giving support to a company that should come here to develop the land. And that certain persons were making statements as against the decision of the king. We are here today as we youth of Ogoni to say that we are giving support to the decision of our highnesses, our king, our fathers. I want to pass it to the government of the day that the only thing that they can do for us is to make sure that they give support to the decision of our Supreme Council for the development of Ogoni, for the youth to have job. If we have job, if there is development in Ogoni, I think that the crime rate in Ogoni land will reduce drastically. And I want to add it. The government should not listen. We are right here in Kurukuru. This is the palace of the chairman of the Ogoni Supreme Council of Traditional Rulers. This is the headquarters of the decision. Any decision taken from this palace is binding. Look at, we have all the chiefs that represent all the communities and kingdoms in Ogoni. And we have the youth leaders who represent all the kingdoms in Ogoni. We are taking decisions because of the level of poverty in the land. We may not have the money to go on air and be making the noise that government are hearing, and they are saying that the place is not peaceful. This place is peaceful. What we need in Ogoni is development. We need production. If there is production, if Global Market is giving the go-ahead to come and extract oil here, there will be production. We've seen the blueprint. There will be peace, there will be enjoyment, and by the time we have money, there will be no crisis in the Ogoni land.
I am representing the National Council of the Ogoni people, the apex body in Ogoni. After due consultation between our members and through research, we have sat down and think that the decision our royal fathers took in this palace 3 weeks ago was the right decision. Because we have struggled for 28 years, and any struggle that people struggle for 28 years, there must be a negotiation. We knew what we lost 28 years ago, 27 years ago, but we, the present generation of Ogoni people, we have sat down and looked at where the world is going. The world is going green, and we have understand that 20 to 30 years from now, there will be no use of oil, and we have lost our own precious blood because of oil. So we are here to say we are ready to partner with Global Market to drill our oil. And we are throwing our weight and support behind the decision of the Supreme Council. And we want the federal government to make haste where we are waiting for them to start exploration of the oil. And we also urge the youth of Ogoni to be law-abiding, to be peaceful, and welcome this noble company that is coming for oil exploitation.
You're good in Ghana. Yeah. You're good in Ghana. Yeah. I am so excited on behalf of the Supreme Council to see all of you who are worthy children of your father. It is only bastard children or bastard child that takes his father's nakedness to the market. For finding time to come to the palace of His Majesty to tell us that the decision we took was good. Even if you had said it was bad, we would have been happy. Because that is the kind of children we are looking up to. Not children that will take us to the radios. Not children that will take us to the television or to the marketplace. Thank you very much, youth of Ogoni. Clap for yourself. You see, I've always used this word, and it's almost becoming part of me, that good managers motivate. Only very bad managers manipulate. If you manipulate your subjects, of course a day will come when they will manipulate you. That is what has happened in Ogoni. With due respect to our leaders of yesterday and today, the people we look up to for direction, the people we look up to for deliverance, for saving us, for rescue from this kind of situation we find ourselves. Yet they keep playing with our destiny. Most times they politicize our destiny. They commercialize our lives. If it were not so, why should we be arguing about oil exploration? For 27 years, you hold grudges for 27 years. Are you a human being or a devil? And I keep asking people, do you have authority over those minerals? My dear children, I want to use that word as your father. We are well aware that when you go to school, what you pay to go to school is regarded as tuition fee. Am I correct?
Yes.
You want to marry, you pay what is called dowry. As there are so many things, so many names that are given to the kind of money or payments that are made for certain services. When government or agencies that are responsible for exploration of minerals that are beneath the soil pays, they call it royalties. Nobody would argue that with me because it is correct. Your fathers, your royal fathers, hold this land in trust for government. When government told us that they have given a preliminary approval to a company to exploit oil in Ogoni, and we looked at the situation, we say, fine, if we let this thing lie for too long, our businessmen will go into the market with it. Our politicians will commercialize it. And until all of us dies off, there will be no exploration in Ogoni. I thank my element brother for saying that. Because they are using it. It's a tool. If you don't know that they are using it as a tool for political gain, for economic gain, then you are joking. We want to thank you for giving us this support. And we want to say that your fathers are not relenting. We are not backing down on this. Because we know that as Ogoni people, if we have the power to operate this oil, we should have operated this long time ago. The constitution of this country does not vest in anybody's hand the right to give license. So if government has given somebody authorization, what do? We support the person. Is it not so?
Yes.
All we need to do is bring the person to a table and say, what do? This is what we want. And at the end of the day, we will come to a compromise. And exploration will start. Do you need explanation? Do you need somebody to tell you that if we exploit oil, there will be activities in the land? Do you need somebody to tell you that if we exploit oil, our boys will be gainfully employed? Do you need any kind of explanation to say if we are getting the communities or the land productive, that our boys will have scholarship, the place will be transformed to the kind of thing we hold in our heart? If we know all this will happen, then who are we waiting for? Ogoni youths, we are indeed proud of you.
We are still here at the palace of King Giniwa Benemenetai, where the meeting is taking place between youths of Ogoni land and their traditional leaders. We have one of the youths that we wish to speak to now. When they talk about recommencement, I keep hearing a particular company which they mention, Robomic. Yes. Are you also in support of bringing that particular company?
Yes, definitely, because we actually needed experts, because what we have within us, that has been our long-time prayer in the system, that experts should actually come around and give us more innovation on what we have within us, that we don't have the mechanism within us for now to do this. So I think Robomichael is a welcome development.
The first time Ken enter Ogoni, we stop shell. I did among people who pursue shell from pipeline. We pursue every chiefs from Ogoni land because of their characters. Before then kill Ken, I follow Ken enter prison yard. I deal with Ken for prison yard. I did then kill Ken for prison. Some of us were there, so many people don't die. Only so few of us now remain. If any oil company they come to Ogoni land, if any oil company they come to Ogoni land, may they not behave like Shell, will destroy Ogoni land. And if they come with peace, they will get peace. But if they come with trouble, they will get problem. Ogoni here will not experience so many things in Ogoni land. And we don't want any company to come again, come destroy Ogoni for us. We really want peace in Ogoni land. But me, I choose Robo Michael because I find her say she carry peace come Ogoni land. Because she move, if you look well, you go see all the kings, they support her. Because they really want peace in Ogoni land. Then they don't get the experience like me. So I beg everybody to support Robo Michael. Yes.
If Robo Michael come today and they want to start operation, waiting be the thing where you expect, say, at least as then they come, then go do this thing for Ogoni people.
Yes, what I expect them to do, one, make them first of all give all Ogoni youth scholarship where one go back to school. Then two, employment to reduce the crime rate in Ogoni land. Lack of employment, now make Ogoni boys they misbehave like this. So if Robo Michael don't get the thing or she they come, may God help her, may she get them as she they come, may she try help. Employ our youth. Employ them, send many of them scholarship. Jobs and the rest of things them. And development. Peace go in.
Over 20 years, this stalemate has been. And the stalemate has not helped us in any way. So we believe if there is resumption of oil production in Ogoni, our lives will be better because there will be several economic activities around the place. Our youth will be engaged, our women will be engaged, including our fathers. They will have something to do. But the idleness, as it were, is the reason why we have the crime rate very high now in Ogoni land. So we believe if there is resumption of oil production, a lot of things will change in the land. Our lives will be better.
We are going to support our traditional institution because what they have just said is what is on the mind of the youth I'm leading. And I strongly feel that it's not just going to be the traditional rulers and the youths alone that could actually make this thing go forward. I think the whole issue, there should be a kind of tripartite relationship. The government should be there, the oil company and the community, where we'll come to the round table and have a general memorandum of understanding. I think to that extent, that is the way forward. But we are solidly behind it because we believe that there's a strong correlationship between poverty, joblessness, and youth restiveness. The highest level, the level of youth restiveness in Ogoni is so high because of a high level of unemployment. I think I can tie that. There is a very strong correlationship. The economic activities in Ogoni is dead. There is nothing happening. The local economy cannot function itself as a result of other oil mining activities. So, and the UNEP report is not forthcoming. We are just seeing it as a mere political statement, you know, not actually directed at doing something concrete, but just maybe something on the paper, or I don't know. But that is what we are seeing. So if they come from the oil exploration, money can even be gathered that to support the cleanup. That is part of it. Because from what I'm seeing, the government is not ready to vote in any money for the cleanup of Ogoni. Look at how the passage of the Northeast Commission bill passed through. 1 billion gone, $1 billion. But look at us. Out of the $10 million that the government tried to even bring back, we are not seeing anything. So the whole issue is just, my brother, it's terrible. It's a very vexing issue. They should just come and start the drilling so that people will not die. The local economy is dead already. And that is the cause of why there is always court-related activities, drug intake. People don't have any reason to live. They are being annihilated from even themselves. So what do you expect?
We are ready to receive Robo Michael to come and operate here because our youth are dying. They are suffering. Crime is everywhere because there's no job. We are born with a golden spoon in Ogoni land and we are suffering. And that's why all of us come together today and say that we want our oil to be tapped. We want federal government to, if they've not given the license, they should give Robo Michael the license and start coming to liberate the Ogoni. We are ready to receive and we give them all the support.
Well, the meeting is over here in the palace of His Majesty King Giniwa Benemenetai, where the youths met with the traditional rulers of Ogoni land. And one thing is clear, the Ogoni people are wary of non-exploration of the mineral resource in their land. They are tired of the crisis that has lasted over 20 years between the Ogoni people on one hand, Shell Development Company on another, and the federal government on another. As far as they are concerned today, they want oil exploration activities to resume in Ogoni land. For them, they believe that if these activities resume in Ogoni land, it will not only provide jobs for the people of Ogoni, but it will do a lot to promote the economy of Ogoni land. Well, this is where we're going to draw the curtain on Inside the Niger Delta for today. My name is Mamode Akugha. Thank you all so much for watching, and bye for now.